Distinguished judges, ladies and gentlemen, my dear students, good morning. Today we're going to start a journey to a fascinating world, a world full of imagination and creativity. But before I introduce to you the topic, I would like to share with you a movie clip. The story happens in Chicago in the year 2035. While you're watching, please pay close attention and see if you can find anything special or interesting there. Is that clear? Here we go.
Good morning, sir. Yet another on-time delivery from...
Get the hell out of my face, scanner.
Have a nice day. Blowfish, world's top-selling brand. Excuse me, sir. Performance. Total readiness. Total security.
All right. Did you notice anything interesting there? What is it? Have you noticed anything? Exactly, robots, right? This is from a science fiction movie called I, Robot. Then, do you still remember what these robots are doing? Okay, so?
The robot is doing the delivery.
I like that word, delivery. Very good. What else?
They are doing the cleaning and walk the dog.
Exactly, cleaning and walking dogs, right? Very good. Then, if possible, would you like to live in a world like that? Yes or no? Yes, okay. So, what's your reasons?
Okay, I think a robot can do many, by doing these things, it can save our many time and labor, so we can devote our energy to the things we really like.
Wow, that's very, very powerful and logical reason. So, yes, it can save us lots of energy and time, right? Okay, do you have different opinions? Anyone would like to say no to that kind of world? Anyone? So, it's a big yes from all of you? What about this gentleman?
Well, I don't like the idea of living with a bunch of robots because even if you run into some person accidentally on the street, you feel very hurt. You are hurt by them because of their hard structure of the body. Yeah.
Well, I share your feelings exactly. You know, robots, they're mechanical, right? So could be stronger, so we could be hurt. Well, I see you have different attitudes towards robots, but before we reach the final conclusion, I think we should get to know more about those interesting machines, right? So we can form informed judgment. Okay, so in today's lesson, we will start from the application of robots and continue to talk about how to operate robots. Naturally, that will lead us to the discussion of interaction between human and robot. Hopefully, by the end of the class, you will understand how robots influence our lives. And when we are getting to know about robots in the video course, we'll try to practice note-taking skills with the help of signal words, okay? And in the end, but not the least, we'll try to evaluate human-robot relationship in a more critical manner. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. This gentleman, Chad Jenkins, from National Geographic, is going to lead us into the world of robots in the video titled Clever Machines. Then there is something thought-provoking in the title. So, why are those robots, lifeless machines, considered to be clever? Okay, so keep this question in your mind while you watch the video for the first time. See if you can note down anything to prove the cleverness of robots. Are you there? Good.
Can robots learn to be more human? When most people look at this robot, they do see familiar features that seem almost human. 2 sets of cameras that look like eyes, 2 arms.
What we're really trying to do is get robots out of the lab and into use with people and figure out, how are robots going to be able to help people do more, accomplish more things, and also improve the quality of life of everybody across society.
In the future, robots may be able to help us in some important ways, like assisting the disabled or helping the elderly. If we want robots to be a part of our daily lives, they need to learn how to do unpredictable tasks. Robots have to be able to learn how to do things from people. There are many different ways you can teach a robot to do something. First, you can have the robot watch you while you show it what you want it to do. Second, a much easier way is just to take the robot's arm and guide it. Make it do the things you want. A third approach is to move the robot with a remote control, like you're playing a video game.
We'd love to make it based on what we call natural language commands, so that you can tell the robot, can you pick up that glass for me? And it would pick up the glass for you.
Okay, that's it. I see many of you were busy taking notes. That's really good learning habit. Then what have you got to prove the cleverness of robots? Let me see. Can I have this gentleman?
Well, I believe these robots, first of all, they look like humans.
Yes.
And they have some features about us, like they have eyes.
Yes.
And then they can help people to accomplish some difficult tasks. And they can face the unpredictable tasks. And also they can interact with humans.
Wow, that's very impressive. You've got so much information and very important keywords. Robots look like human and they can help us, right? Okay, what else? Can this young lady add anything?
Robots can also learn from people, and people can teach them by guide the robots and control the robots with remote control.
Wow, you see, you've pretty much got everything in that video, but with the 2 keywords, learn and help. You've got the main structure of the video. Actually, this video deals with 2 questions. Question number 1, how can robots help human? And number 2, how can human teach robots? Now, let's start from question number 1. How can robots help human? Well, when you are watching the video this time, please pay attention to verbs. Because when we talk about how to do something, it may involve ways, approaches, methods, right? So you may need to pay attention to key verbs. Is that clear? Okay, here we go.
What we're really trying to do is get robots out of the lab and into use with people and figure out, how are robots going to be able to help people do more, accomplish more things, and also improve the quality of life of everybody across society.
In the future, robots may be able to help us in some important ways, like assisting the disabled or helping the elderly.
All right, I noticed some of you have got much information there. Then could you please help me together? So, what Chad Jenkins robots could be able to do to help us? Let's see if you got the key verbs here. So, robots are going to be able to... Exactly. What's the next one? Accomplish. Very good. What about the last one? Improve. Very good collocations, right? And then, what about the future applications of robots? We hope that in the future, robots may be able to assist the disabled. What about the other group of people? Helping the elderly. Excellent. So you see these 2 groups of people are really in need of assistance and care, right? Well, actually, the applications of robots can go far beyond us. So let's take one step further and use your imagination. Suppose you have a dream robot, an ideal, perfect one. What would you like it to do? What would it look like? Let's follow the sentence pattern here. If I could design a robot, my dream robot would look like, and it might be able to. Let me give an example first. Wow, if I could design a robot, my dream robot would look like Kung Fu Panda. And I hope it might be able to demonstrate Chinese Kung Fu to me. Okay? So, what about you? Let me see. What about this gentleman? Can you follow the sentence pattern?
If I could design a robot, my dream robot would look like Benedict Cumberbatch. It might be able to teach me British accent.
Wow, that's good one. I guess you're a big fan of Foremost, right? Okay, that's good. Then do you have different opinions? What about this lady?
If I could design a robot, my dream robot would look like Mike Wazowski, the Monster Inc.
Okay.
And it might be able to teach me some tricks and some naughty things.
Sounds very interesting. Let me see. Can I have someone from the back? You're smiling. Do you have anything in your mind?
If I could design a robot, my dream robot would look like just like a human being.
Okay, just like human being.
And it might be able to help me with my homework and
well, okay.
and accompany me.
Okay, thank you. I guess maybe homework is a big burden to all of you, right? So hopefully one day we can have such kind of robots. Well, actually, also, the scientists, designers are working on the applications of robots. In the 2016 World Robot Conference, we had exhibitions of all kinds of robots. Industrial robot, animal-like robot, and even this very much human-like robot. And they are called humanoid. Could you please read after me? Humanoid. Good. Well, you see this Asian Chinese-looking man, he is capable of writing calligraphy. Amazing, right? But, you know, one writer once put it, robots are not people. They might be mechanically stronger than we are, but they have no soul. Do you agree? Do you agree? Yes? Okay. So that means they still have to learn from us, right? From human beings. Otherwise, they may easily break down. So now let's come to the second section. How can humans teach robots? This time while you are watching, I hope you can pay attention to signal words, especially those words that help you list the important items. Okay? All right.
If we want robots to be a part of our daily lives, they need to learn how to do unpredictable tasks. Robots have to be able to learn how to do things from people. There are many different ways you can teach a robot to do something. First, you can have the robot watch you while you show it what you want it to do. Second, a much easier way is just to take the robot's arm and guide it. Make it do the things you want. A third approach is to move the robot with a remote control, like you're playing a video game.
We'd love to make it based on what we call natural language commands, so that you can tell the robot, you know, can you pick up that glass for me? And it would pick up the glass for you.
Okay, so you see, if robots really want to be part of our lives, our living environment is complex, it's always changing, right? So they have to be very adaptable. So a key challenge here is robots need to learn how to do what kind of tasks? Unpredictable. Very good. That is actually a technical problem. The scientists and designers are working on the issue. And have you got the specific ways that we can teach robots? Okay, so what about this lady?
First, have the robot watch you.
Exactly.
Second, take its arm and guide it.
Uh-huh.
Third, move it with a remote control.
Excellent job. Just like you are playing video games, right? So you see the three methods here are related to physical movements, right? But did you notice there's one more approach mentioned by Chad Jenkins? Something related to language. What is it? Have you got this difficult word? It's a little challenging. Yes or no? Not yet? Okay, shall we listen to it again? All right.
We'd love to make it based on what we call natural language commands, so that you can tell the robot, can you pick up that glass for me? And it would pick up the glass for you.
Okay, have you got it this time? Okay, I see you're nodding. What is it?
Natural language commands.
Exactly. So what does it mean? Command.
That it means some request or instructions that made by us, and the
Yes.
example he gave
Okay.
that pick up the glass for me. And
Very good explanation. Yes, we have a very specific example mentioned by Chad Jenkins, right? So that's a good explanation. It's an instruction and order, or you say like request to the robot, right? Okay, so now you see we have learned about the basic applications and operation of robots. I guess you have a deeper understanding of how robots influence our lives. So now I would like to see how you would describe the role of robots in our lives. If you would like to describe robots in one word, finish the sentence here. What would be it and why? Could you please have a discussion with the group members? Come up with that one word, think about possible reasons and examples. And of course, you can turn to the useful expressions here for reference. Okay, is that clear? Here we go. Okay, so what is word in your mind? Why is that? Oh, that's a good metaphor, okay? So you can write it down and think about the reasons, okay? What about this group? Do you have any word in your mind? Toys, okay, that's interesting. But can you think of some reasons? Uh-huh. Sounds interesting. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, can I have you share with me your opinions, okay? So let me see. What about this group? What is word in your mind?
To me, robots are human beings creatures.
Creatures, okay, why is that?
Because just like God created human in those, and I think robots are created by humans.
Okay, all right. Uh-huh. I like that kind of comparison, but I feel like it's we are the creator, right? Okay, good. Then what about this group? Have you got one word? All right,
Robots are human beings,
helpers. Okay.
because robots can help us do many things, such as help our mothers do housework, and help laborers do some tough and dangerous work, and help cleaner do some dirty work.
Okay.
They can also help scientists do some research to
Wow.
improve our quality of life.
I like the specific examples you've given to us, especially when you mentioned about science exploration, right? Okay, good. Well, lots of people would think that robots are helpers, but maybe there could be something like evil killing machines. So I will leave to you as an assignment a question. How clever can clever machines be? Will they one day replace us, transform us, surpass us? So could you please do research on the topic and give an oral presentation? Hopefully, when the day robots come with us finally comes, we will all be ready. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning, Professor.
Okay. Throughout the video, I heard a lot of sayings like we can have the robots do this for us, have the robots do that for us, and we can teach robots to do this for us and to do that for us. This reminds me of another problem that we are faced with. Many years ago, we discovered fossil fuels, and we found that we can burn fossil fuels to get energy. And now we are faced with a lot of problems. Okay, now thinking about robots, if we focus on what robots can do for us now, what problems can you imagine that we will be faced with in 20, 40, 60 years later?
Wow, thank you. That's a very interesting question. Well, yes, I would say, personally speaking, I think so far the relationship between robots and humans pretty much like we are superior to them. We control them. We use them to serve our own purposes. But I don't think that is the right way to go because we really need to think about what kind of role robots may play in our lives. So if we keep doing like this, use robots, have robots do certain things, the problems that could happen, first of all, I'm thinking about a morality issue. Human beings now are using robots in like military, in wars. So is that justifiable? Is that acceptable? Will that lead to certain moral issues? And the second thing is we would think like we can control robots. Would it happen that, so far robots have outperformed human beings in certain aspects? Several years ago, we have Deep Blue, right? Defeat international chess player. And this year we have AlphaGo, right? Defeated also board game master. So who knows what else robots can do? If we hold such an attitude, I don't think it's the right way to use, this artificial intelligence to really, to develop in a harmonious and sustainable way. And actually, I'm also thinking about another problem because we always believe that robots are made to do those repetitive, dull, and dangerous work. So if they really do this kind of jobs, will they take away the job opportunities for lots of human workers, the laborers? Will this laid off workers face really tough situation? I think the unemployment rate could be a big problem. So that is pretty much my understanding of the question. Thank you.
Thank you. My second question concerns your teaching design. Okay.
Yes.
Right now we can see that the assignment that you are giving your students. Okay. Throughout your class, you mostly kind of focused on the use of certain words and expressions, and then you gave them sentence patterns. But now in the assignment, you're going to ask them to do a research on the pros and cons of robots. Okay?
Yes.
And you're going to ask them to do a 2-minute oral presentation. So if you were given more time, what kind of preparations would you give the students, or what kind of extra training or coaching, whatever, that you would provide your students with before they leave the classroom?
Okay, thank you for your question. First of all, as for my in-class training about the useful expressions and sentence patterns, I still think it's necessary because, my target students, they are non-English majors and non-native speakers that don't have enough exposure to the language learning environment. So I think it's important to do in-class exercise to help them build the language blocks. And as for your question, if I were given more time, what preparation I could make for my students to better prepare them for the final task? Well, first of all, I think they are linguistically prepared for the research because we've learned some expressions. So the next key point thing is how to do the research and find, the pros and cons and try to organize the ideas. So, we always say that information literacy is also an important part for students, qualities. So I think if I have more time, I would dig deeper in my final speaking task when we discuss the relationship between human and robots, when we examine some of the sad effects or influence of that, and when we have this kind of, maybe we can have certain in-class short debate about the topics, and then this will prepare them further. While they know we have certain areas I don't know much about, I still need further research maybe to prepare for the final findings. So that is, I think, a link I probably will try to build in between.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you all.